Hey doers! Have you ever wondered what could be the best compound interest investments to multiply your money and join the wealthy elite? If yes, welcome to this video because you are going to find out the answer to this question. After all, today's topic is a continuation of the previous wealth stage where I talked about the power of compounding interest with one penny strategy. And there I emphasize 3 criteria to determine its power. Now, because repetition is the mother of all learning, those 3 criteria are rate of interest, time duration, and your tax rate. In fact, these criteria vary significantly and it depends on what type of investments you choose. For that reason, this topic is exactly what you may have been looking for, because it belongs to the wealth stage called Invest to Grow Wealth. To explain, I talk and write about topics related to 7 wealth stages. During my living for over 10 years abroad, I've been obsessed with creating wealth building and well-being strategies to find the right balance. And as a result, I wanted to bring purpose and clarity to my life and find out what is true wealth. And I discovered true wealth is holistic wealth. That's why I help doers like you to become a better version of yourself. And to achieve this status, it's ingenious to follow the right method in your life. And under these circumstances, 7 wealth stages were born. But before we get started, this is your best doer time to take action. What I mean by that is to pat the subscribe button now with the bell icon to get notified. Did you pat the subscribe button? Okay, great, I believe you. Because every week you will receive one proven strategy within the 7 wealth stages of life. And to clarify, what you are going to learn in this video is only for educational purposes. That means I'm not a financial advisor and you should always discuss your situation with a professional manager. With this purpose in mind, let's talk about the 7 compound interest investments to grow your wealth. Number 7, high interest savings accounts. The first thing to understand here is that banks rarely offer in the marketing fashion way something like compound interest investment saving accounts. But wait, you may ask now, why do I include it within this list? The answer is very simple. Banks calculate daily, monthly, or quarterly interest on your principal. For example, I work and live in Hong Kong. And we have a ZA Bank savings account that offers today the highest 1% interest rate among all banks. And you can see on the screen they calculate savings interest on a daily basis. That means the interest earned is determined based on the account balance or your principal. On one hand, these savings accounts have pretty low interest rates that don't even cover inflation. On the other hand, these accounts are very low risk. I recommend doing your research in your country where you live. Number 6, bonds. As long as you already may understand compound interest investments and know market cycles, you can become a conservative investor. So you want to explore definitely government, municipal, or corporate bonds. For example, the reason why governments sell bonds to investors is that they need to build infrastructure, projects, or get out of their debts. Every developed or even emerging country should have its own government bonds. The government offers treasury bonds within 10 and 30 years of maturity. Also, they may sell short-term bonds that carry a higher risk. But here must be remembered, bonds are one of the best compound investments to hedge your portfolio. Because when equities and stock market crash, your bonds will balance your portfolio. Number 5. ETF index funds. ETFs are one of the best compound interest investments for all types of investors. I love them because they are tradable as stocks. But I want to emphasize here that only low-cost index funds are worthy to add to your portfolio. Try to avoid investing in mutual funds that carry high hidden fees. To underline my fact, read the book Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. Remember, there are thousands of ETFs to choose from. But for the best exposure, the S&P 500 index fund provides for you the privilege to own the top best performing 500 companies in the United States. With this in mind, since its inception, the S&P 500 index fund has returned an annual average of 10%. And thanks to dividend yield, it adds value to the best compound interest investments. Number 4. Individual stocks. The question here is whether growth or dividend stocks. Look, when you invest in stocks, your compound rate is your profit from capital gains and then multiply by dividends. It's really powerful, and I talk about it in my video Free Investment Strategies to Multiply Your Income. So speaking of the best compound interest investments, you should wisely analyze and choose dividend-paying stocks. Let me give you a broad example. Great dividend-paying stocks are publicly traded business development companies, in short BDCs. They invest their capital into dozens, if not hundreds of late-stage cash flow positive startups. And meanwhile, BDCs share their portfolio's profits with investors via juicy dividends. Simply said, you can keep the dividends of these stocks as net profits. On the other hand, you can reinvest them into more shares. It means it's one of the best compound interest investments to capitalize on within your portfolio. Number 3. REITs. Real Estate Investment Trust, or short REITs, are a great alternative to investing in properties because you don't need to manage them. REITs are publicly traded companies and you can trade shares on major stock exchanges. You can choose residential, commercial offices, data centers, hotels, medical facilities, and so on. Simply said, diversification here is unlimited. To clarify, the purpose of REITs is to generate steady quarterly or monthly dividends for you. But if you reinvest this profit, you enter the game as one of the best compound interest investment asset classes. Number 2. Rental properties. In fact, to own rental properties is the best investment to generate monthly steady cash flow. Either way, as a real estate investor or property owner, you need to take care of their maintenance. It means continually looking after a property and managing it if there is some trouble. Of course, you can hire a property manager or company, but they will slice your monthly profit. Remember this, the most important thing is you have to take care of your reliable tenants, because tenants build your wealth. And because properties appreciate historically over time, real estate has been one of the best compound interest investments of all centuries. Because true wealth is built in real estate. After all, rental properties are my favorite asset classes within the entire portfolio. Number 1. Invest in yourself. Last but not least, I can't avoid one of the most ingenious compound interest assets of all kinds, which is your brain. And as a result, I created an entire video about this asset. You can watch it later. But to reiterate it, before you invest in any asset classes, it is a wise decision to step back and re-evaluate your investment skills. And by investing into yourself, I mean to recondition your mindset first, towards enabling beliefs, develop elite skills along with side hustle or business, learn how money works and overall how to control personal finances. And after that, you will be able to take those savings and invest them in several asset classes with the power of compound interest that will help you multiply your money and join the wealthy elite. And because you stick with me to the end, I have a bonus for you. Earn compound interest on cryptocurrency. This asset class can't be overlooked anymore. In this case, you can leverage a strategy called dollar cost averaging and buy Bitcoin every month, no matter what price is. Then over time it grows, and it is one of the most powerful compound interest investments for long-term strategy. Moreover, there are fintech companies that offer a juicy annual return plus compounding interest every month. But that's not all, because some cryptocurrencies also pay dividends. I recommend doing your research if you want to be part of this high-performing asset class. In summary, I would like to conclude this video with the same question I was asking you at the beginning of this video. What can be the best compound interest investments for you? In order to answer this question, take into consideration these factors: your financial goals, how fast you would need access to your money, what's your age, and of course, your risk tolerance. So leave us a comment below. Now, if you should remember just one thing from this video, get this. If you commit to being wealthy, choosing the right compound interest investments will build significantly your wealth over time. Because to have professional investment skills is part of holistic wealth. And as a reminder, gently pat the like button to give our video more exposure and love from the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe together with the bell notification, because every week you will receive a video within the 7 wealth stages of life. Because I want you to become a doer. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.